All right now, welcome to Bedtime Stories. Hey, 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 hey. I'm sitting up here looking for my remote because, I don't want the way to get me. This was a DJ Dwelle mix by DJ Ajamu. I hope I said that right. And I just want to start. I like music, and I want to start my live with a little music. And hopefully, because it was a DJ mixtape type of situation, I ain't gonna get dinged or whatever. I haven't gotten to the point where I'm making money off of my podcast, but we working on it. So welcome to Bedtime Stories with According to Akara. Now, we'll be doing chapters 12 and 13 of Take All of Me. I have it right here behind me here. We'll be doing chapters 12 and 13. I'll be reviewing those two chapters this evening. And we got some juice. Especially chapter 13 gets real. It gets juicy like a fruit. Okay. Now, as I have been doing in this second volume of this book and on this IG channel, I am starting out with rum. That is my spirit of choice. As I've gotten older and mature, I like rum, or rum-pa-pum-pum, okay? And today, featured rum is Blackheart spiced rum. Now, this is 93 proof. We're going to start off with just tasting this rum. This is very reasonably priced. This is only $13 here in Atlanta for this Blackheart spiced rum. And let's take a taste. Let's take a sip and see how it tastes. And then I'm going to prepare for you a cocktail. The cocktail of the night. So this is Blackheart. It's spiced rum. It is colored. I learned a little something about rums. Okay? So, very spicy. Perfect for this fall. The fall weather, the pumpkin spice is very, you can smell like, it is like a pumpkin spice, a little bite to it. Ooh, peppery. Like peppers, not black pepper. Ooh. Whew. Whew. It's strong. It has a cinnamony flavor to it. So I guess the spice that you were heavy on is some type of cinnamon or clove. It is real strong. It smells like, you know what it smells like? It smells like Fireball rum. Fireball is a whiskey, but this smells, it gives you strong hints of Fireball, which is a cinnamon spice whiskey that's very sweet. Yeah, cinnamon, which is right up this really hitting right about now in this fall season. So the cocktail that I'm going to make for you before I start my review is dark and stormy. So I'm going to turn the camera down to showing you how I mix it or I create this cocktail. So y'all, I am going to get me a better, smoother transitioning camera, or I'm learning, y'all, so don't diss me. So what Dark and Stormy consists of is rum and ginger beer. Of course, we're going to be using the Black Heart Spice Rum and Fever Tree Ginger Beer. Not ginger ale, that is a soda. This is a ginger beer. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and I don't have measurements, so just, hey, put to what you feel like. So I'm going to put maybe about, in this size glass, I'm going to put, that's about a double and a half shot. No, that's way more than double and a half. Two and a half shots. That's way more than 2.5 shots, ain't that? That's about a half cup of rum. Okay, that's about a half cup of rum. It's not quite a good day. Okay? And we're going to, I have some ice set aside in this container. We're going to fill it with some ice. Okay. And then ginger beer. I like to stir it up so it's well. Now, I don't have a bar spoon, but a spoon is a spoon, right? Just going to stir it up so that it's nice and dark and stormy. Here's your dark and stormy. Now, some people garnish it with lime. Some people add maybe some other topping on it, but me, I'm being cost efficient, and this ginger beer was $2.50. This rum was $13, rounding up $13, and ice, really easy to do. So we're back. So with my ginger beer, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about this chapter 12 and 13, because I only gave you one chapter last week. Yes, much like chapter 12. So chapter 12 starts off with, where's my glasses, honey? Let me stop acting like I got young eyes. That's 10. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure. So chapter 12 starts off, and it's Valentine's Day Saturday. Okay? Not just the weekend, it's Saturday and it's Valentine's Day. And Drew has been have people in from out of town for business and in Memphis, and he's hosting, what do I want to say? Let me use the correct, that was worse. I tried to use a towel, it's worse. Where's my paper towel or tissue for my glasses? Oh, that just made it worse. Here we go. For some reason, tissue cleans my lenses like nobody else. If I use cloth, it just sucks. Sorry, y'all. I just can't operate if I can't see through my glasses, and I need my glasses. Well, glasses help. I can see all if I need to. Oh, much better. So, okay. So Drew has clients into Memphis for the past week prior to Valentine's Day, right? He's been negotiating deals with them, and it went late on Friday, so they stayed until an extra day, and he took them on a tour of Graceland, because this is Memphis, Tennessee, of Graceland and the Lorraine Hotel. So that's how chapter 7 starts. Drew working. He must be a Captain. Oh no, we've already established that he's a Sagittarius. I was about to say, he working. He said, I'd much rather, but of course, just like a true dom of the BDSM, he is texting, he's sexting his girl, Kara, you know, and it's just too cute. It's too cute. It's too freaking cute. So, Kara might remember, because of the run-in they had with Randall in the office, Drew has Kara staying with him in his condo for protection. So, she's staying there. They're going to work together, coming home together. Just a real couple. A real couple. Oh my God. I'm so happy for Kara. Okay, I ain't gonna do it because I talked to the author and she said, if she sang that damn song one more time, Kara, y'all know it, home. All right? Well, really, it's not Kara have a man at home. It's more like Drew got a woman at home. Okay, that's it. No more. Because it's gonna get juicy in chapter 13, I promise you. Okay, so she's staying there. So this is Saturday, so she's home. Drew's out with his clients, showing them around, touring Memphis and the major things, trying to negotiate these deals with them. So she's at home. She's chilling. She writing a little bit, maybe go and see her girlfriends. And it's late, and after he texts like, hey, she's at home. So she's like, oh, my baby is working hard. I know he had a hard day. So I need to set the scene. I need to set the atmosphere to a romantic, peaceful atmosphere. Ladies, take a lesson. Okay? If you have a man or you have a husband and you know he's been out there working hard, set the atmosphere of the home that he's coming home to. He should not come home to you fussing about this and the children, yeah. Now, mind you, they don't have children. But even if you don't have children, he should come home to a real peaceful atmosphere. And I remember a woman from my church said that, I'm not just a stay-at-home mom. I set the atmosphere for my husband when he returns home from work. You know what I'm saying? That Psalms 31 type of woman sets the atmosphere for her husband or her man or her mate. Okay? Whoever is out there working hard. And it doesn't have to be just a man thing. I mean, coming in, men who are at home dads, set the atmosphere for your wife when she comes home from a hard day's work. Have the food cooking, have the babies in bed, clean, washed, in bed. Or, you got some that want to see their kids before they go to bed. So have them eating there already fed, waiting for mom to come home, watching whatever show they're watching on their devices now, because back in the day it was television. But on their devices, waiting for their mom or their dad to come home, whoever's at home. Set the atmosphere for a peaceful place, a happy place. You want your mate to come home to a good atmosphere. So this is not even talking about heterosexual. We're talking about anybody that's in a couple. You want to come home to a good atmosphere. And Kara, that's why she has a man at home. That's why. So what she did is she started roasting chicken. She started roasted chicken in the oven, maybe a little bit before he was coming home. So it's still cooking. So the smell. So she set the atmosphere perfectly. She has dinner cooking. So when he walks in the door, he's smelling delicious food, and we both know Kara will be making us hungry in this book, okay? Because of her delicious cooking. She has inspired a meal or two from me from reading this book, okay? She at this point she makes me want to let me try this. Let me have the food cooking for my man, but I don't have a man right now. That's okay. I'm all right with it. You know what I'm saying? But when I do, I'm going to set the atmosphere. So she had food cooking. She cleaned up around the house, even though he had he has a housekeeper that comes in twice or 3 times a week. But she feels like it makes her feel like she's doing her part. Sometimes, baby, you're worth it. You're worth to be pampered. But she does. She cleans up around the house, wash some clothes, makes the bed, cleans some dishes, she spruces up around the house. And you would, it's like anytime he would come, he's going to come and she did the whole thing. She did the whole set up. You hear me? So let me give you an idea. Let me read a little bit of what she did. She said, knowing how tired and irritated he would probably be, Kara made sure that he came home to a romantic setting and the wonderful scent of dinner cooking, a roasting chicken with root vegetables. She had already placed dinner in the oven and had gone through the condo, doing some laundry, running the dishwasher, vacuuming, mopping, and dusting. Sure, Drew had a weekly housekeeper come in and do all of that, but there was no harm in her keeping busy and helping out. After all, she had been living there for the past month, and it made her feel like she was doing her part. He would check. This is her just thinking, knowing her man. He would check the living room first, expecting her to be lying here on the sofa reading one of many books or thumbing through a magazine. After not finding her there, he would look in the kitchen. He would, and this might not be her imagination. This might be no, it is her imagination. He would look He would look in the kitchen. He would check his office next, where he had given her part of his desk so that she could work on her manuscript and he could have her near him. No, she wanted him to find her in the bathtub, soaking, awaiting his return home. As soon as she heard him come through the door, she slipped off her robe and climbed into the bubble bath, the bubble-filled, hot, soothing water. Okay, so the way I read this is I can see her, she's planning this. She's planning for her man to come home to a romantic scene from a really irritating, frustrating day of negotiation and doing business. So she sets the scene. She has the food cooking. She has the house clean. And she's being found naked in a bubble bath as soon as he comes in. And sure enough, he finds her, and he finds her in the bathtub. So, of course, I mean, this is Take All of Me. This ain't nursery rhymes from church. He looks in all those places for her, and then he makes his way into the room and into the master bathroom and to see her in the tub in a bubble-filled hot bath, soothing bath. And of course he said, "Hey babe, how you doing? Blah blah blah, whatever, small talk, hands in the water." He's doing his thing. He going in her oochie wale wale, oochie baby, oochie wale wale, oochie baby. Okay, this is all hand. He's doing a hand job, and she's just loving it. And trust me, girl, he loved it. He loved coming home, food, house clean, woman in the bathtub, ready. Okay, so he's like, "I'm gonna have to join you." And reluctantly, he stopped giving her the oochie wale oochie bang bang, oochie wale oochie bang bang. I'm not going to do oochie wale oochie. I pretty much did it. He stopped reluctantly. He went to get them something to sip on while they soak into the bath. He goes and gets some Riesling. We adults now. We pronounce things right. Riesling. And he hands her a glass. She sips on it and like, yeah, you know, it's all a sexy scene. Real sexy scene. He gets undressed. He sips on his. He gets undressed. He gets into the tub with her. And, you know, what comes next? Sex. That's what comes next. This is what they do. They are a happy couple. She done set a romantic scene. She is naked in the bathtub. Sex, that's what they had. What you thought they did? Just sat there in the tub? He didn't just come from off the field where he needs to soothe his muscles. He had sex. He fucked her hard and he fucked her long. Okay? The good way. And everybody was happy. And then they ate afterwards like they supposed to. Okay? So apparently what has come it became a tradition so far. Do I say tradition? But it's become a tradition that after they have a meal that they go for long rides. It's like they're going a long ride around town, whatever, you know. Just driving, you know. Some people just drive. You know that? There's some people that just drive. It doesn't surprise me. He's a Sagittarius. They have a wanderlust. So, of course, something that soothes them after a good sex and good food is a long drive with their boo-boo. So, yes. So they go on a drive, and it's like, oh, it smells like the autumn. It's spring. I'm sorry. Spring is breaking through. This is Valentine's Day weekend. I mean, for me, spring here in Atlanta usually don't, you don't really feel the spring until at least March. This is Valentine's Day. It's 14th. So, but apparently in Memphis, it be starting early. But, no dissing, because I'm not in Memphis during the springtime. So I don't know how soon their spring starts. And maybe I'm a little uneducated on spring, but for me, it doesn't, the feeling of spring really doesn't hit me until about the end of February, March. Okay? So I went to sip some of my dark and stormy and got some ice. And I wasn't going to just swallow ice. I had to crush it up with my teeth. So, as they're heading back home, it says, when we get back home, I want to talk. And she gets a little nervous, like, oh shit. Here it comes. Now remember in chapter 11, she's like, she wants to just relax and be vulnerable in this time, but she still can't help having that feeling of thinking that he's going to ghost her. He's going to just disappear. He's going to get cold. So she's kind of still waiting for that. It's like, I'm loving everything that's happening. It's so wonderful. But when is he going to need his space? Okay. I feel like I have all kinds of liquid around my, not the gloss. I hate that. Anyway, like maybe I might be a little sweaty because it's warm. It's warm, not hot. It's warm. Plus I'm drinking liquor, so hello. He wants to talk once they return back to his place or their place. And she gets nervous because she thinks, okay, here it comes. But it says, I said, she was like, is it bad? And he was like, oh no. I mean, no. I mean, it is serious. It is going to be something serious, but it's not that serious. It's not a bad thing. We're not going to talk about something bad that you haven't done anything. Okay, this is not going to be a prelude to a punishment. You haven't done anything bad. I just want to talk to you about something serious. Plus, and instead of turning on the TV and watching the news and what we normally watch when we come back from taking our rides, I like to just talk and conversate with you. So they get home. She's like, oh, okay. All right, well, that's cool. I said, I'm wondering what the serious thing is. So they get from their ride, and they get home, and they finish off the Riesling that they started when they had sex in the tub. Hey, y'all, how you doing? I didn't even see you down there. They had sex in the tub. That's what they did. So they finished off the Riesling, and they came home, and so he asked her, what do you think about moving in with me? And she's like, ain't that what we've been doing for the last month, boo? He's like, yeah, but what do you think about making it permanent? And she's like, about that. Permanent? I have my whole house and I don't plan on giving it up. So what do we plan on doing about my house? Because I'm not giving it up. And I'm not, so he suggested you can sell it, you can rent it out, you can keep it. I don't care what you do. I just want you to be here with me. And I kind of skipped over the part where she said, so you moving into my house? Because her first reaction, so you moving in with me? He was like, no, I was kind of having you move here, so what am I going to do with my house? And that's when he suggested selling, renting, so on and so forth. I put too much ice in there. Because I keep sucking up ice. And I don't want to be crunching and still trying to do this review. So he was, she was like, about that. I don't want to move. I mean, like, I feel like, he felt rejected. He said, what happens when you want your time? When you feel your need to get away and just be away from me. Not that you just, you know what I'm saying? Because he's done it before. He's gotten cold, and then he cut it off of her. He ghosted her because he just needed him time. So he goes to he gets cold, and then he's just like, hey, she was like, well, what happens when you need to be apart for a little bit? Or one of us need to be apart from one another. And we just need time alone. And where we're going to go? I figured I could keep my house in case one of us need to, that way it won't be inconvenience. I could just go to my house and whatever, but I don't want to give up my home. And Drew felt some type of way about that because he felt rejected. Not some type of way, he feels rejected. Remember what I said, because it's going to come very more clear in chapter 13. He feels rejected. He gets a little cold, and he says, "Well," she tells her, "Say, go ahead and go to bed. I'll meet you there in a little bit." So she feeling instantly, it's like, "Oh shit, I done fucked up. I should have lied. I should have said yes, unequivocally yes, and or never told him how I truly felt," which I think is like really stupid. Now at this part, I just feel like Kara was doing too much. Kara, girl. So she goes into this. Okay, well, no, it doesn't happen yet. She thinks she's about to get punished, so she goes and gets completely undressed, lays on the bed, and she waits for him to come into bed. She eventually falls asleep. She wakes up at about 5:20 a.m. and to find that Drew was not in the bed next to her, and he had not been in the bed next to her. And she got up and she searched all around the penthouse to see where he was, and he wasn't there. So she surely knew that he was very angry with her, and that she was like he didn't want to ever deal with her. He's officially ghosted her again because he felt rejected by her. So drama, Kara just believes that he doesn't want her, so she started throwing her clothes into her suitcase and getting all her stuff and leaving, thinking that Drew was mad with her and did not want her there. Okay. Girl. You doing too much. Kara, you doing too much. Why'd you pack up anything? Yeah, he got cold, he left, he did not sleep with you. That does not mean that man does not love and care for you. Let him process his shit and come back and then tell you, I don't want you here. You still got your house, your car, and your job. So, where are you going? And not to mention that there is a lunatic out there that is real pissed off at you. So where you going? You risking your life again, being stupid and thinking too much. Thinking negative too. Like, this man promised you that he ain't ghosting you. And yet you still feel like he's going to do it. But in her defense, he did it enough that it hurt enough that she's not sure if he really means that. If you know what I'm saying? So she packs up, she leaves. She leaves the collar and his keys. And when I say the collar, it was a choker that he gave her, and the keys, thinking that he didn't love her no more. Girl, if she was a real life person, I'd be like, girl, if you don't, I would have sent her right back to the penthouse. I would have sent her right back. Girl, you ever think that maybe he went out to get something, get breakfast, take a walk, think about what you said before he gets mad with you? I don't know. Anyway, so that was the end of the story. She leaves his keys and her choker, aka collar, on the table before she leaves. Chapter 13. Ooh, now chapter 13. Chapter 13, girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen. This woman, okay, so it starts with her waking up from a coma or from being knocked out or from a coma, basically. Apparently, she's in pain. She hears voices. She wakes up a little bit. Think of Neo when he's on the table after he's been taken out of the Matrix, and he's sitting there saying, "Why is my eyes hurt? You have never used them before." In this case, why does it hurt? I barely can see people. Because you just got your ass whooped a couple of days ago and tortured. Girls and boys, I thought it was Drew. Was he really that angry that he would want to hurt her? Like, I mean, at first I'm like, girl, you're doing too much. Did he see her leaving and beat her ass? But it wasn't Drew. She has suffered 2 days of torture, beatings, and raping by none other than the slime ball Randall. Yes. Randall was waiting for her when she got home. Somehow he got past her alarm. When she got home, he knocked over the head, took her to someplace, and he raped her and beat her for 2 days and then left her for dead. In that time of the situation, so now she's in the hospital. They find her in an alleyway, almost dead. It doesn't describe who found her, just they. The man, someone found her in the alley they were looking for. When she wakes up out of her coma, it was Drew there, and he's like, "Wake up, Carol, wake up," and you know how it is. Think of the movies, how they do that. She wakes up and he's like, "Oh, I'm so happy." You know, of course he's happy. I'm paraphrasing a lot of this stuff. Read the book. It's less than $5 for 2 volumes. Okay? He's like, "I'm gonna get whoever did this to you." And I mean, but before we get to that, remember I told you that he felt rejected. Let me see. Okay. Because they started to discuss what happened and why she left. Hold on. He says, okay. He says, okay, I'm getting there. I feel like I hear someone say, "Hurry up, start talking." Okay. She really smiled, clever girl. "How long have I been here?" This is Kara asking. "Where can I go? When can I go home?" "Easy, kitten. You've been here 4 days, just a few more, just to be sure that all is well. And then you'll be coming back home with me. I'll take very good care of you. You'll want for nothing, I promise. I know you will. You always do. But you have to work. You can't stay with me all the time. I can and I will. You forget, Drew is the boss. Hello? I will be by your side for as long as you need me. And even after that. But what I need to know right now is why you left and what in the hell happened. You were pissed at me. I didn't think you wanted me around anymore because I didn't resolve to do what you suggested for our living arrangements. Drew looked flabbergasted. Are you thinking that I would leave you over something as minute as that? Minuscule, as small as that? Why not? She spat out, rather sarcastically, actually. You've left me for less than that before. And he says, that's not fair. I thought we put all that in the past. I said, guys, and whoever is the one who's done things, it's not easy to just put things in the past. Okay, especially if you've done it over and over again. It's hard to kind of get over that and trust again. So if you've done something to someone over and over again, and you really have changed, then allow that change to prove that, oh, you know what, he really has changed. Allow them to come to that conclusion. So yeah, okay, I get it. Well, Drew, she says, what am I supposed to think when you go cold on me? Something that you haven't done in a long time. You didn't even bother coming to bed that night. And this part, she did not get. He said, I came in to check on you 10 minutes after you went in there, and you were already asleep. Standing there, I watched you rest so peacefully. All of my anger dissolved. I went into the office and worked all night until 5 a.m. I went out to buy donuts for breakfast, and when I came back, you were gone, along with all your things. I called your phone, and you wouldn't pick up. So I immediately went to your house and saw your truck in the driveway. So Drew was the one who found that she wasn't at her place and probably started the search for her. I was about to let myself in when I found the front door open and your suitcase and purse, phone sitting there by the floor. That's when I knew something was very wrong. So she did too much and left, got herself knocked out and kidnapped and raped and all this stuff, all because she did too much. Sometimes, ladies, think. Stop. Ladies, not just ladies, men too, because they're captains on both sides. Whoever. Stop. Before you do stuff, just think about it. Just woosah. Then act. Okay? So he goes on they talk about this whole thing. Well, you've done this and this stuff, but I love you and I love you, but we love each other. But whatever the situation is, and then Drew said, I'm going to get whoever did this to you. She pulled away from something, baby, you won't have to look far. And he said, who? Really? It was Randall. Not only that, but Randall was the reason why he not only did my father not commit suicide, but Randall murdered my father. He made it seem like he committed suicide because of everything that you do by acclimating his company, doing a hostile takeover and taking over his company. But Randall did it. He said, how you know about this? You know, because Drew didn't know. He knew that Randall wasn't all-American lawyer. You know, I mean, any good businessman, you kind of want a man, you want some people to have one foot in the street. They ain't all up and up. You know that, people. Come on, think about it. A lot of us, we want to tax a person that ain't gonna be sitting up here like, well, we did this and we did that, and according to that, we need somebody gonna find them loopholes. We need someone that's gonna do all these things. That's like, girl, you just spent this much money on this, da 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 da. So you do want someone that's not all above board. And he knew that Randall was above board, but he didn't know how ruthless Randall really was. So Kara tells him that Randall was the one who murdered her father. Made it seem like it was a suicide. And for all this time, I thought it was you. It was Drew. All this time, she thought it was Drew. He's like, oh, he's hot. He's hot. He said, you should have let me kill him that day. When he when you and I, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to kill him. He said, nah, son, nah. No, he's not worth it. But now he's like, okay, well, we got to work with the police, so on and so forth. He tells her that you're going to have to kind of play dead for a couple of days. Because if he has to know that you did not die that night where he left you. Okay? Because he's going to come and try to finish the job. So she kind of got a little upset. She said, you telling me I have to tell my friends, I have to lie to my friends and let them know that, make them think that I'm not okay? And that I'm alive? He said, yes. And she cried about it, you know what I'm saying? Because she wanted her friends and family to know she's okay. But it's like, it's important to catching Randall. So he's going to try to come back and finish you off. Okay? So he got to know that you're still alive and you're well, and he got to think that I'm not really involved. So she was like, fine. So she pretends, and sure enough, Randall shows up at the hospital. Now, Judith's already set it up. He has people, friends and friends that work on the police force. They are undercover, dressed as hospital workers, probably a doctor. Hey, officer. Anyway. And sure enough, Randall shows up at the hospital going towards her room. And that's when police came out, freeze, freeze. So he's like realizing that he can't get away. He still makes a beeline for Kara's door with a gun drawn, Gun drawn. I'm still going for it. That's when police had to pop him. Pop, 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 pop. Pew, pew. Everybody's going down. Remember that from Kevin Hart? But anyway, so he gets shot in the leg, in the abdomen, and in the shoulder. And he goes down before he makes it to Kara's door. That's when they come out. And he admits to kidnapping her, raping her, beating her, and murdering her father. Okay, just like Kara told Drew. Okay, so he admits to it. And as he's dying, okay, he tells her that I should have slit your throat to make sure that you would die. Randall, he's worse than Hollywood. At least Hollywood is just jealous of Darius Love Hall. He tried today, but Randall is a real sleazebag. And I don't know any character from any movie or show that characterizes it, because I really don't watch sleazy bag shit. Okay? That I can remember at this point. But oh my God. And then he had the nerve to say, Drew will still never forget that I was the last one in that pussy. Randall is a sleazeball. I almost wish that the author would have wrote in there that Drew gunned his ass down and got away with it. Choked him out and make it so that he got away with that shit. But they did what was right and let the police shoot him because he was a slime ball. So he dies, and she gets the last word as he's choking on his blood. The little rat, the little piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm so glad that character has been written out of the story. So that's how chapter 13 ends. Juicy, juicy, juicy. You want to get the book so that you can get the full experience and not just my experience. It's less than $5 on Amazon. It's less than $5. Now, I can put it down in the description. I'm going to try to do that for you. But definitely check out my YouTube when I post it tomorrow or Monday. Also, this week, I have time, cuz. Okay? I have time, cuz. So, what I'm going to do, especially for you, every night, about 8 o'clock, about the same time I came on here today, I'm going to do 2 chapters review until I finish the book. So, now will we have a cocktail every night? Maybe. Maybe. We might. Probably. We're going to have a cocktail. I'm gonna see if I can get me some blue curacao and make my bar Marley maybe on the Friday. And we're going to do out my cocktails, and we're going to do we're going to read and we're going to review these chapters and see what happens. Will they move in together? We're going to find out. This week, I will be done this book by the end on Friday. I will be done. And if I have to go into Saturday, God willing, and Jesus doesn't come back and rapture us, saves individuals up, okay, we will get to the end of this book. And then we're going to move on to another book. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do. If I want to stay with the sensual and sexual type of thing, I think that's pretty good because I'm an adult and you're an adult. You better be an adult. And we're going to choose another book. If you have an idea of any new book that you think would be really good for bedtime stories, let me know. And we'll go through it. I'll read it and I'll tell you what I do. What I want to do is I'm going to go Monday through Friday. Sunday, I'm taking off. I'm not going to do a book review, but Monday, book review. Tuesday, book review. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday until I finish. And then on Saturday, I'm going to give you my overall. And I may come on early. I'll let you know throughout the week as I'm doing it. If I can get on with the author early on Saturday, probably about 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. But I'm going to let y'all know if I'm going to do that. We're going to talk about it. I want to give you my overall review on the book, the writing, the storyline, and how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? And have the author on there to explain, you know, where because she chimes in. She chimes in the comments and she's like, oh no, that's not what happened. That's not what I was trying to convey. And so we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to have cocktails. We're going to have talks. And we're going to tell. We're going to talk about it. And if I can get other people on here, if anybody else wants to chime in on the book review, if you get the book, tell us about it. Take All of Me. It's available on Amazon. Both volumes in one book is less than $5. You get the first chapter, you're going to pay $8 something. I mean, you get the first volume, you're going to pay $8 something. And then you're going to pay another $8 to get the sack of volume. Get this for $5. This is $5 paperback. It's a good love story talking about BDSM, a relationship started on an online BDSM relationship that becomes real life and a real love story. Y'all have a wonderful evening. I'm going to finish off my cocktail and probably make another one because guess what? I'm at home. Be safe out there. Be safe out there. There's COVID in these streets. There's crazy people in these streets. If you can enjoy yourself and be at home, have a cocktail, smoke your blunts, smoke your weed. I said blunts and weed like they're two different. Well, it is, because blunt is a cigar. But you do your thing, relax, enjoy your life. Remember, love yourself. Love your neighbor. And stay authentic. Y'all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you Monday evening.